see how it looks in front of these lights.
Should I take off my mask?
Oh, no, it's okay. No, yeah. Yeah, it's easier too. Easy just to shoot, yeah.
This is your first time really like using it, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So we just met Katrina now. We're gonna go downstairs to do some outside shots, but because of this lens, Noctilux F1 sucks in a lot of light, I'm gonna use the 3-stop ND filter on this lens just to block out some of the light outside. Okay, let's head down.
You by my side, let me feel your love again. Just the two of us, and we could stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night. Everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you.
So I'm just gonna take out the filter. It's not too bright, overcast day. Rain clouds are going back down south. It rained earlier, and I like the shirt. The shirt has a little pocket for the lens cap or filter.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. This is supposed to be like a Leica shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing it because shooting Leica. Yeah, my first time wearing the shirt too.
Advertising.
Yeah. Good. On 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, half body shot. On 3. 1. I'll let you know if I'm doing like half body or 3/4 body, just so if you want to worry about your feet or your hips like that. So I'll be doing half body.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Good, just half body on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. 1, 2, and 3. Good.
It's I'm blending in with the background basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Very hard to see. The dream lens,
That's
like how it
nice.
looks really dreamy.
That's a really nice shot, yeah.
Well, I can always crop it later like that, closer.
Yeah, but still, I mean, overall, it's really nice.
Turn the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Katrina. I'm 32, and I'm excited to work here tonight with James. And you, of course. Full-time, I work for my family business, and prior to that, I worked in a law firm for most of my adult life.
8 years, you said?
8 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Learned a lot, great experience, but I love doing like shoots, mostly commercials on the side. It's always a great experience, great networking.
Yes.
And a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay, sorry. I really don't do a lot of photo shoots. It's mostly commercials, so this is kind of cool doing this. It's a little bit of both.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering why did Katrina start talking first, I said, go ahead. You've been doing a lot of TV advertisements, so it's only natural for you, not that much photo shoots. And I'm the opposite, of course. I've been mostly photo stills versus videography.
Right.
Yeah. But today, and thank you so much for helping me out.
Yeah, of course.
We are testing out the legendary Leica Noctilux, the older version F1 lens. And so far, I have been liking the images coming out of it. I know it's a little bit hard to see from the Leica M9 camera because of its older screen, but I do like how it's I was explaining to you earlier, soft and sharp, where it is sharp, you can see some detail on your face, but there's like a slight glow, and it kind of just blends. It doesn't blend you, you're in focus, but then it just blends the distracting leaves and trees like into the background, and gives a nice 3D effect. Yeah. How are you liking the shoot so far? You've been shooting for about 15 minutes?
It's good. I like working with you guys. I feel comfortable. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we're gonna change location later on. I hope I get this correct. Noctilux, the N-O-C-T, noct means nocturnal, nighttime. And lux is Latin for light. So it's kind of like darkness light, or light in the darkness.
Right.
So
it's like a little bit of both.
Yeah. So very rarely I shoot at night, but the sun's gonna set in about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna go to the street level and we're gonna do some night shots with this lens.
Set sooner, depending on the day.
Yeah. All right. Before body shots. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Kind of go across your, just like that. Yep. Good. 1, 2, and 3. Can you, same pose, but can you lean forward just a little bit? Thank you. Refocus. 1, 2, and 3. I like the shot looking away. Good. So some physical features about the lens that I noticed is the focus ring has a really long throw. I think that's because it needs to be precise when focusing your subject at a shallow depth of field at f1. So just when Katrina moves back a little bit, I do have to move the focus ring a little bit longer. Some people may like that, some people may not. The aperture ring is really nice. It is nice and clicky, very solid. And some people don't like this version of the Noctilux because of the built-in hood. The hood built in is actually made out of plastic. Some people may prefer it being metal, but to me, it's fine. We're shooting in a overcast situation, so I just put the hood back. And I remember, Katrina, you said earlier when you're first holding the camera and looking at the photos, you said it was pretty like heavy.
Yeah. It's like a very heavy camera. Yeah.
I know the lens itself is about 630 grams. So that's almost close to 1.5 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a pretty heavy lens.
That's a heavy lens, yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah. So we'll keep on shooting. Sorry, 1, 2, and 3. Very good. 1, 2, and 3. So this lens has a minimum focusing distance of 1 meter, which is about 3.3 feet. And the closest I can get to Katrina here with proper focus is about right here, like a tight headshot. The filter thread is 60 millimeters. So in front of the lens, you see E60. When holding the camera and the lens, it doesn't really feel front heavy. It feels actually well balanced. Okay, a couple more shots. So Katrina is going to be changing upstairs in the hotel lobby, and we're going to do some night shots on the street. My settings for this camera is I'm doing the ISO to auto, laying the camera beside the ISO. I'm making the minimum shutter speed 1/30th of a second, just so I can absorb all the light I can. I noticed when I was shooting at auto ISO and the camera was like 1/90th of a second, that my ISO was high, like 2500 or 1600, and it's not that good quality with the M9. M9 is not really like a low light camera. Just some pros about this so far, just shooting it, is I like the images coming out of it, even from the back of the LCD screen that I can see. The downside is with the long focus throw, it does take me a bit to focus on Katrina's eyes and then recompose. So I feel kind of bad for her holding her pose and me recomposing, but I think the more I practice with this lens, I'll get it right. I did forget to mention that this exotic, they call it exotic glass, the melting point of this is like 1600 degrees Celsius, which is about 2,900 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's pretty crazy that this kind of glass takes such high heat for it to actually melt. So we're gonna go check Katrina upstairs in the hotel lobby, do some shots in there, and then work our way to the street level.
The lighting.
It's okay. It's good. You can get a little closer. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Can you use one of your hands around your neck or necklace? Thank you. 1, 2, and 3. I need to stop talking because it keeps on fogging. Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh wow,
So
that's actually really
it's
nice.
grainy, yeah.
But it's grainy in a good way.
Yes.
Cool.
I think I hit focus, maybe just a little bit off, but when you zoom out, you can't really tell.
No, you can't tell when you zoom out.
So what I like from this M9 is at higher ISO, the grain really looks film-like. And this Noctilux at f1 with no additional light. As you can see, it is very, very dark out here. You just have some ambient light that's just lighting Katrina. But it actually looks pretty good. I can probably post-process this photo and make it look very organic with the grain that's coming out. But the problem I'm having right now is because it's so dark, it's hard to focus with the optical viewfinder in the rangefinder for the M9P. Okay, we get a little bit closer shot. So half body for now.
Closer? What'd you say?
Oh, I'll do half body.
Oh, okay.
You by my side, let me feel your love again.
Oh, there we go, man.
Better? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, a bit harsh on your face.
That's okay.
But I think it's okay, right?
I think it's still okay. It's
Okay.
because of the,
Okay.
the lighting and the shadows.
Okay, so this should just... Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Back a little bit towards the pole.
Okay.
Just like that, yeah. So now we're here in the streets of Tumon. This place used to be super busy before the pandemic. And I believe we're still in pandemic condition of readiness 1.
Are we in 1 or 2?
I know the governor expanded.
Yeah.
Instead of 5 or less gathering, now we can have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit more. So what I'm saying is this place used to be much busier, much brighter, but still we're getting some good bokeh lights in the background. Some positive about this lens is the images coming from it look really three-dimensional. The bokeh it produces is second to none. You won't get anything like it with other lenses. And I think overall the atmosphere that it creates is really dreamlike, and it just kind of produces images that makes you say, wow, this looks really 3D, kind of puts you like in the scene.
Yeah.
The cons is, of course, it's very expensive secondhand. I did get a good deal on this lens, but on the used market average, depending on the condition, is about $6,000. The focus throw, it's a little bit long, from nearest focus point, 3 feet, all the way to, when you go to infinity, which is here. It's a long focus throw. Some people may not like the plastic hood, may feel like it's gonna break off soon, but I really don't mind the hood. Like I said earlier, it's fine, it does its job. If it's really sunny, I can just like pop it out like that and pop it back in. But we're gonna shoot for a little bit more. I wanna just try to capture more of the lights in the background and just see how this lens performs like with ambient light. Okay, very good. Your right hand lower just a little bit. Good, perfect. Is it on this brightest setting?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it as bright as, hold on.
Okay, no problem. I'll be taking shots.
There you go.
Very good. Very nice. Couple.
Kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to.
More. Sorry, were you blinking?
Oh, it's okay, I blinked. Oh, that's actually really nice. Yeah. Look how glowy that is.
Yeah.
That is so nice.
I want it to be...
Wow, look at that.
Good?
That one's really good.
Okay, let me just check if I think I got it. I mean, a little bit blurry.
No, but it's still clear.
But it's still clear. But your earrings are in focus, I think. No?
Yeah,
no.
It is pretty... My face looks pretty focused. Even those are good. All the lit up ones. I didn't realize I didn't have it on the brightest, and then I did later on the last like 5 pictures.
So we're done with our photo shoots. It went by really quicker than expected, but we really got a lot of good nice shots that we were looking through. And I'm thinking that maybe some of the shots were out of focus, but I think that's just the design of the lens, where I was saying soft sharp, because I was pretty sure that I did align the focus patch inside the rangefinder. But just the close-up shots of you looking at your phone and the background looks really nice. I think it looks really cool.
Those are really nice, actually.
What do you think about the photo shoot overall?
I think it was really great, guys. I had a lot of fun.
I did too.
Thank you for making me feel welcome and comfortable.
Of course.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
And can't wait to go home.
Yep.
Check out the photos on the computer. And I think even though the photo seems a little soft, I can always post-process it to be sharper.
But overall, they're still good photos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching Guam Photography. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Bye. Waving by. Pageant walk. Bye. So before we get on the computer and take a look at the images produced by the Leica M9P and Noctilux F1, I just want to say that there is a learning curve using this lens. The Noctilux F1 does have a long focus throw, so I'm not used to that. So it does take some time for you to get the focusing patches focused up. And the focus ring is a little bit slow, meaning, in my opinion, it's a little bit stiff. But I read that this is normal. I did have a Leica Summicron 90mm pre-spherical E55 lens, and it feels exactly the same. The focus ring is slightly stiff. I think that's just the way these lenses are designed, and plus you're moving a lot of glass in here, which is like 1.5 pounds. So getting on the computer, I did take a total of 144 photos, but maybe I would say 90 photos or 100 photos are in focus and the rest isn't. So maybe it's a 70% keeper rate. You just have to remember that the depth of field is very shallow with this lens. So when I'm focusing on Katrina's eye and I recompose, if I move back a little bit or forward a little bit, the image would be out of focus. So I'll show you an example soon. So this first image here is Photoshop. It is edited, but I just want to show you how the bokeh around Katrina looks like. It kind of looks like it's in a circular motion. If you take a step back and look at it, it kind of looks like a circle, because the bokeh on the right side looks like it's kind of pointing towards her, and the bokeh on the left side also looks like it's pointing towards her or the center of the frame. So it kind of gives like a 3D feel, like the light is kind of coming towards the center of the frame. Pretty interesting, because if we take the same set of lights in the background, this is towards the middle of the shoot, and this photo is edited, you can't really tell. There's like a circular effect. The bokeh does seem like it's kind of pointing towards the center, as you can see here, but zooming out, and I did get Katrina's eyes in focus, it looks really nice. And I'm going to say this throughout the video, you will not find any other lens that produces bokeh like this lens. So going back to the beginning of the shoot, just a couple images from the beginning. This is an edited photo. All I did is just increase brightness, but the background, the subject separation is still good for 3/4 body shot, and I'm zooming in 200% here. You still get good background blur. Katrina's eyes seem to be in focus. It is like soft sharp, meaning she is in focus and sharp, but there's like a soft glow to it. And the photo I'm going to show you is coming up soon. But this is what I want to talk to everyone about. So resetting, I just need to bring up exposure a little bit. Zooming into Katrina's eye here, 200%. Her left eye is sharp and in focus, but her right eye isn't. Let me make it brighter. So her right eye is out of focus, but her left eye is in focus. And I remember focusing on her left eye. So just a little bit of movement when you're taking the photo can make your whole face blurry and out of focus, because the depth of field is very shallow. But just look at the bokeh, it's very nice. And this is a full body shot, unedited raw photo. Some people may not like the background to subject separation. They may say the background is too distracting or too busy, but I find it fine. It's not too distracting for me. I do find it, the outlines of like the leaves and rocks are there, but it's still smoothed out. This image is edited, of course, and this is a good example of me focusing close and how it's sharp, and then how there's like a slight glow to the image. You can actually get rid of the glow if you don't like it by increasing the haze slider, and it kind of looks like a more clinical lens, but that's not really what I'm going for. But the bokeh in the foreground and the background is just so nice. Really, really unique rendering. So let's go outside on the streets. And I just want to comment before we do, at the cafe outside, color seems fine. I did miss focus. It was very dark outside. Like I said earlier, looking through a rangefinder that has no live view, and just looking through an optical viewfinder is very dark. This is, I guess, where EVFs have the advantage. But converting this image to monochrome black and white with the grain, it seems nice, very film-like. But going outside, this image is edited, and depending on the scene, like I've been saying, doesn't really look like there's a circular effect. Katrina's sharp, and the bokeh just seems very nice. So in conclusion, what kind of led me here is when I was using the Voigtlander Noctilux 50 1.1, I was so curious about the Noctilux F1. I looked it up online, and it always seemed like the bokeh is more prominent or more larger with the Noctilux compared to the Noctilux 1.1. It also seems that the Noctilux F1 is sharp, but there is a glow to it, so that's like a misconception a lot of people have and say the Noctilux F1 is very soft, but actually you can do post-processing and make it seem very sharp, sharper than what it actually is if you take out that glow. But just looking at this image, I know I'll probably misfocus a little bit of Katrina's eye because her right arm or her sleeve or on her outfit is sharper. But in post-processing, you can always make it seem like she is in focus. And if you take a step back and look at the picture, it does look like she's in focus. But just the bokeh in the background You're not gonna get this with any other lens. Even the Voigtlander 1.1, the bokeh looks different and it looks a little bit less defined, more smaller, and doesn't look as magnified as this. I just wish I could have did a side-by-side comparison of a portrait shoot, but maybe I can do another shoot before this year ends, 2020. But again, if you're looking for a lens that's unique with this signature bokeh, even the Noctilux 0.95 would not produce bokeh like this. It's much different signature. It's like a Dr. Malner, which is this lens, versus I believe Dr. Carb for the 0.95. But yeah, I'm kind of happy that I have a lens like this that produces unique images and with unique bokeh that you won't get anywhere else. Hey everyone, thanks for watching Guam Photography. If you haven't, please subscribe and have a safe and Merry Christmas.